I started actually in 1981 with a 100 square foot laboratory. It's like a bathroom. And I started off with that. And those days, when I started my lab, I always had ambition that I had to make it big. So I went and talked to one of the leading pathologists of those times. And I asked him, I said, what is the advice? How do I go about it? I can come out successfully. He said, what is your aim? What are you aiming at? I said, well, I am aiming, mine should be the best laboratory in 10 years in Bombay. In 20 years, we should be the pan-India. And in 30 years, we should be international lab. So he looked at me and he said, what is your plan? How are you going to go about it? I said, I don't know. That is the reason I have come to ask you. Okay, what should I do? He said, are you inclined to give financial incentives? I said, no. He said, are you good at networking? Can you give parties and, get the doctors together who are going to refer to you? I said, no, I'm not really very good at that. He said, can you make a lot of friends together who can actually support you? I said, no, not really. I can't make friends that easily. It takes time. So he said, well, let me tell you one thing. You will not be the top lab in Mumbai in 10 years, but you will not be a top lab in 30 years. You will not reach anywhere. It's not going to be possible for you. So those are the very encouraging words. And I said, anyway, I have to prove it wrong, and I'll see that I go and prove it. And surely enough, in 10 years, we were number one laboratory in Bombay by 1990. In 20 years, we had a pan-India presence. And in 30 years, we are there in 13 countries across the world. So, with the ambition and with the determination, you can achieve this. And you don't have to take any shortcuts. You can follow all the possible rules and regulations and do it. Now, when I passed out at that time, as I said, entrepreneurship was an unknown word. Nobody knew. Doctors, when they started the practice, they used to reach their peak in 40s, when they were 40, 50, 60s, their age group. They used to reach the peak. Then, of course, with the age, having the competition, they used to slow down. The 60, 70, they slowed down. The 80, 85, either they had retired or they did not survive. Either way, what was left of the doctor was only the consulting rooms, nothing else. And it's so unfortunate because we have had so many great doctors, so many good doctors. They devoted their whole lifetime in doing this. But financially, what ultimately was left was only this. And now, of course, it has changed. It is not the same. Now, in medical field, there are a whole lot of new entrepreneurs who are there. Just to name a few, Dr. Pratap Reddy, who started Apollo Group of Hospitals. You have Dr. Narayan Shetty, who started Narayan Vidhalaya, and Dr. Naresh Triyan, who started Vedanta, Dr. Lal, who started Lal Petler in Delhi, and many more. I can give many, many more examples. But I think this is the right direction because doctor is much more than a doctor also. Your name also has to survive for as much time as possible, which happens in the other industries. I feel it's the same thing should happen in the medical profession. Now, how today we have achieved to some extent, because we are now, our staff strength is 4,500 plus staff members. We have 175 labs across the world. We have 4,000 collections, patient centers. We have full network all over. And most important thing is we are able to employ so many people, 4,500 people. In being in a medical profession, it is a great thing which we have achieved. I think this is something what I have done, I'm sure each one of you can do. Because as I mentioned earlier, that we also used to sit like you all and listen to these things. And today, if I have done, every one of you will do it, believe it or not. Now the question is how I did. Now that's a little long story, which today's platform is not the right one that I can tell because it will take some time. So it's either one or two ways. Either you have to invite me again to talk about it, how I did it, or alternately, my book is there in the GMC library. You can read, it will tell you about how we did it. But I think not very difficult, believe it or not. It's quite easy to do it. Now the lessons which I learned during this whole journey, okay, what are the do's and don'ts which you have to follow? And I think that was very crucial. And I think, there is somebody who said that wise people, they learn from others' mistakes. Average people, they learn from their own mistakes. And the fools never learn. So I think I'm telling you this so that you can learn from my mistakes rather than you going and repeating it again. First and foremost, the most important thing is choose the career of your liking. See, very often because of peer pressure, because of the wrong advice given by others, somebody will say, oh, there is a very good scope in orthopedics, so you should join orthopedics. Somebody will say, oh, very good scope in ophthalmology, you must join that. I think it's irrelevant. I think if you join the line in which you are interested, I think you will come out with flying colors. Because what you are doing, if you are passionately interested in that, you are bound to succeed. No way you can fail. So I think please follow your heart's advice and do exactly what makes you feel happy. Not just because what has got a scope, what does not have a scope. I am starting in indoors, this is a scope. No, it doesn't matter. Do what comes to you best. One of the other thing is, they say the people who choose a career, one of the things which is said is that most people who are working, 90% people, they are not able to follow what they wanted to do. They are doing what they were not interested in doing. So with the result, obviously they are not able to reach the top. And they say the easiest way to come to know whether what you are doing, you are enjoying or not enjoying, is they say when you get up in Monday morning, if you look forward to going for your work and you are wanting to go, I think you are in that 10% people who are thoroughly, passionately enjoying your work. If you are not looking forward to going, you are in the 90%. And I have been one who has been in the 90%. So I am telling you from experience, please follow what really comes to you passionately. Another example I can give is Shah Rukh Khan, who is a film actor. He once told in his interview, he was asked, what would you have done if you had not done acting? He thought for some time, he said nothing. He said, I cannot think myself of doing anything else except this, because this is what is my passion and this is the only thing that I can do. It's my hobby and I'm getting paid for it. So what better combination than this you are doing? So in other words, what I'm saying is that please follow what exactly comes to your mind. What is the branch that you like maximum, please follow that. Don't fall into the trap of following something because of what is most scope. The most important factor is we all make mistakes in life and everybody makes their own quota of mistakes. The ones who come out successful are the ones who don't repeat the mistake second time. If you don't repeat the mistake, if you are following it, I can tell you, you will succeed and you are going to survive because you are not going to repeat the mistake second time. And the last point which I would like to make is that often in the life we make wrong decisions. Have courage to rectify your decision, make it right. Because as they say, better late than never. Whenever you get up, that's the morning. So I think it's very important to rectify your decisions. See, I made a wrong decision. I said, as I mentioned earlier, I wanted to make a pan-India lab. Bombay we managed work to become first, but pan-India I wanted to make. But unfortunately, I got bogged down with so many hospital attachments. I was in 3 hospitals together, all major hospitals. And as if it was less, I also joined Dr. Reddy's lab, which is a big pharma company. I was there not only on the board of directors, but I also I was executive director of the two companies. So I used to spend 15 days in Hyderabad, 15 days in Bombay. And in those 15 days when I was in Bombay, I had to take care of 4 major laboratories. So obviously my focus was not on my lab, which actually should have made much more rapid stride, which it did. So in 95, when I was in the 40s, I decided that my aim was to make a pan-India lab. So I resigned from everywhere. It was a tough decision. I had all the money, I had all the glory, I had all the prestige. Everybody knew me, but I gave up. And then I was in, I think, 45, and I restarted again with doing this pan-India lab. So there was a lot to lose, but it was worth the decision because I took the right decision at that time. Today we are where we are. Otherwise, I would not have been there. Now, lastly, coming back to the society, that is the philanthropy. See, we feel philanthropy means only money. People only have money can donate. Not necessary. I think we have our example, all our doctors. When we were younger, there was an honorary system in the hospitals. And all these honorary doctors who were the top doctors of Bombay, like Dr. Ugadia, for example, they all used to serve in these hospitals and they used to work for 30, 40, 50 years free of cost. And they used to spend 5 to 6 hours every day looking after the poor patients in the hospital. I think this is nothing short of philanthropy. More than that, even more than that is that they trained so many doctors, postgraduates, undergraduate doctors, they trained so many of them to make them become better and a good doctors, which itself was a human service. So this is, you are able to do philanthropy by kind. We at Metropolis, we decided, okay, we also want to do something worthwhile. So besides our CSR program, which every listed company has to do, where you have to put 2 to 3% of your income into CSR, that is social service. Besides that, we started a program called Med-Engage program. And this Med-Engage program, we did multiple activities. And one of the activities I'm most proud of was when I was undergraduate, when I joined medicine, I had 2 to 3 friends who joined with me and then they dropped out. They left the college. So I asked them, I said, why did you leave the college? With such difficulty, you got a college. They said, no, I'm supporting my family. I cannot afford to do this. I have no ways to I can support me and my family and do this. I don't have the money. So now we have started a fund which is going to support all the students who get the admission, and for pursuing they don't have the money, we give the finance the full career which is there. Second thing which I found was, these postgraduates, we have theses which you have to write when you are doing MD and MS. Now these theses by and large was a bit of a joke. That is, when I was there, it was a bit of a joke. Either everybody used to copy somebody else's thesis and give it, or they very minimal mention, just put it together and submit and finish it. Nobody took them seriously. Now see, this is a very important point. It actually helps you in applying your mind to doing something which is unusual and different. Otherwise you are doing MD anyway, why this is has to be there? The idea was to do something unusual and different. So we have come out now with a prize which is given to the best thesis in MS and MD in terms of innovation, not best of it. And we give a prize, not only that, plus the people who have got the best thesis, for them to do that. A lot of time this requires a lot of money. You require to do a whole lot of testing, you require to do a whole lot of other tests, you require to pay to the volunteers. So all the expense also we take care of. If they submit a thesis and we feel it's innovative, then we support this thesis till it is completed. Fourth thing is, we started also a system where we encourage people to write essays. Now these essays, we choose a very unusual topic on which we have to write. For example, this year, the topic we have chosen was the role of artificial intelligence in medicine. Now it's a very up and coming topic. Everybody knows artificial intelligence is going to play a big role in medicine in coming years. But today we wanted schools to apply the mind to write a thesis. So here also we gave a prize to the people who came out with this and came out with the best thesis. And these prizes are not small. We give them anywhere from 50,000 to 1,25,000, 1,50,000, which is very handy. So the whole idea behind these prizes is, in medical careers, we realize that students at students' levels, days and in your days when you are growing, there are not really any prizes which medical people get. The only thing that you get a lifetime achievement award at end of your life. Otherwise, there are not many prizes which people get. I thought we should encourage this for the students to get used to it, that they can actually earn and get prizes. And last but not the least is, we encourage the students. We have got an internship program at the lab, where we encourage the undergraduates and the postgraduates to come and do 15 days or 1 month's internship program at our lab. The whole idea behind it is that our colleges are not technically well advanced, where you get to know all the technologies or all the equipment. Here, when they come and do this at our lab for 15 days or 1 month, they are exposed to all the technologies, and that will probably help them to decide what is the career they should choose in future. So I think some of the things we are doing is why I urge you all, and when you all go into practice, when you start your practice, and when you all achieve a certain status, please look at the ways and means in which you can give back to the profession which has given us so much. And I hope all of you will keep this in mind and give something back to the medical profession. Thank you very much. Thank you.